Hello, hello, and welcome to Talk About It Thursday. I am Sharika Sanders, owner and founder of Transform the Gap, where I help accounting teams become their best selves. So, what does that mean? I teach them how to reconcile balance sheets, resolve conflict, especially after a merger or an acquisition, leadership transformation, all the things that make for a successful team so that you can get your monthly books closed in a timely manner, which is not 28 days, not 15 days, maybe 7 days. But so I am Shrika Sanders, and I am here again with someone that I know that I think you should know, which is Miss Bryttani Graddick. And Bryttani, please, number one, thank you and welcome and thank you for being here with me today. Please tell us about yourself.
Thank you so much for having me, Sharika. Well, I am Bryttani Graddick. I'm CEO and founder of Talented Teams Consulting. And in that business, I work primarily with HR department leaders and HR department of one professionals to help them to get out of the chaos. So for me, as an executive coach and a career coach, I work to help people to make sense of all the things that are coming their way. So whether it is personal branding, whether it is helping to optimize their department and almost everything in between. So just helping them to be the best version of themselves so that they can live the life that they love.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Okay. So, Miss Talented Teams, tell us, please, what is that one thing that you know that we should know?
For me, I think the biggest thing that I know that I think that everyone on this video should know also is that anything that you're doing in life, whether it is professionally, whether it is personally, anything that you do in life, you want to make sure you do it on purpose. You want to get there on purpose. And a lot of that comes back to having a plan. So a lot of times when we try to make things happen or we feel overwhelmed, it's because we're not really honed in on what exactly are we trying to do, whether it's a personal goal or a professional goal. So for me, it always comes back to having a plan. So if you don't have a plan, if there's something that you feel overwhelmed about, if there's something that you feel is not going quite your way, again, professionally or personally, you need to put a plan in place. And there are people like Sharika, there are people like me. There's a lot of people out there that can help you to put those plans together to make sense of the things that you're working on so that you can get from the point where you are right now to the point where you're trying to go. I really think that a plan is really the key to the things that a lot of us are missing out on when we're not getting the results that we want to have.
I absolutely agree. And I know I'm gonna mess the saying up, but it's something like if you don't plan, you plan to fail, or something
Yes,
to that extent.
yes,
And
that's
so,
exactly right.
okay, so yeah, and I really resonate with what you were saying because a lot of people feel like, oh, I'll just figure it out as I go along. And then you look up one day and you're like, how did I get here? And
Right.
so, yes, having that plan is very important. And being able to have that guidance, that person with that HR background, I want to just speak a little bit on the importance of that because unfortunately, in a lot of organizations, we may not have an HR team or representatives that we can really sit down with and help us plan out our career and plan out our course. So I think what you do is very beneficial and it allows others to know that, you know what, I don't necessarily have to only rely on this one person to help me. There are other people out here like Bryttani who can really help me um, objectively, because you sometimes feel like people within the company have ulterior motives. And you also may feel like you don't really have that discretion that you want. And so, someone like you who can, an objective ear, who can really help to set someone on their course to whatever their next is, I think is just really great. And I really appreciate you for what you do. Um, and before we go, are there any events or anything that upcoming that we need to know about, we need to be on the lookout for?
Okay, well, thank you for saying that. And also, I want to also say that in addition to the career planning side for HR professionals or even people who are looking to optimize their departments, I think also you want to make sure you don't put HR in a box. Oftentimes, HR is not you, Sharika, but just in general. I feel that a lot of people think of HR as hiring and firing, and that's it. But I think that when it goes back to having a plan, every organization's plan should be unique. And so we have different goals and different things we're trying to desire to do. So we need to make sure we're aligning whoever is leading your HR department with the business goals to make sure that you're working together to move things forward. So thank you, Sharika, for mentioning that. And that's very, very important to say as well. In terms of events coming up, my next event coming up is I'm hosting the SHRM HR Department of One Specialty Credential Program at the end of April. And so I'll share that information with Sharika if she wants to send it out. But it's a 10-hour course that's led by me over the course of 5 nights. And you also have an e-learning component where you do all of those parts of the program, and then you take an assessment and you get a specialty credential from SHRM, which is the largest HR association in the world, where you can just kind of show that you are dedicated to the HR profession. You are not a fly-by-night HR professional, but you are serious about honing your craft and optimizing what you do as a department of one. So thank you, Sharika, for this opportunity to say that.
Oh, absolutely. So just in case anybody missed that, we're not just talking to people outside of HR. We're talking to HR professionals, the teams of one, the people who need the HR professionals. And I thank you for also confirming that, yes, because a lot of people do have that misconception, HR hire, fire, and that's it. And they are put in a box. So thank you for, explaining that, because HR has so many different things under that umbrella, and we tend to see them based on whatever our need is in that moment.
That's
So
exactly
thank you
right.
for clarifying that. Yes, and I will make sure your contact information, as well as any links to the course that you mentioned as well, are also included in the comments. Thank you so very much again for taking this time to speak with us and advancing our knowledge today about who you are, what you do, and honestly, HR as a whole. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Sharika. And also thank you for what you're doing, transforming the gap and transforming the way people view and run their accounting departments. I think what you're doing is so critical, so needed, and sometimes I feel underutilized in terms of what people think accounting can even do. So thank you for the work that you're doing as well. It's very powerful.
Thank you. All righty. So here we go. Another episode of Transform Thursday. Another awesome person, another great person that I know that you all now know. Please reach out to Bryttani. Any questions that you may have, any additional information about her upcoming event, her contact information will be included. Thank you so much again, Bryttani, and have the most amazing day.